FM-eSports interview with the team. Today I have Sens from ShootMania. So how is it going? I think you just got a loss, right?
Yeah, we just lost our third match, but we won the first two, so we've qualified. So we're not too bummed, but really wanted to win that third one to get guaranteed top place in our group.
So what does it mean for you guys besides that part?
Well, what do you mean? What does it mean?
Well, you said now you don't get top place, but what's the impact of that?
Top place is quite important because in the brackets we want to be playing against the second place team in the next group. It could be a really strong team if we play against the first place team. So we really want to avoid that in the quarterfinals to guarantee us a semi-final spot. If we guarantee ourselves a semi-final spot, that means we've got a real good shot at the money. So since only top three get money.
So now you got a tough road ahead?
Sorry?
So now you guys have a tough road ahead?
A little bit tougher, but it's not decided yet. We don't know the result of the next game. We have to wait till 3:30, something like that, and then we'll figure out if we're top or second.
Do you think you guys have a good shot to win it all?
We do. We're dropping a couple of maps every time we play. Like we lost two there. We lost one map against Mouse. We lost one map against Colwyn, and these are the maps we should be taking. Like, there are strong maps. It's not like we're getting done by the vetoes. We should be in control, but we're dropping a few. We'll tighten up. I'm sure we'll get better, and I think we can bring it forward and hopefully get a top 3 finish.
So what went wrong?
I'm not sure. Adjusting to the sound was the first issue. Like on one of the maps called Collided, there's a lot of sound use. You have to use really good surround sound. Like you have to hear them from one corner of the map to the next really fast. And with the environment that we've got, even with like in-ears and headphones on top, it's a little bit tricky to get the constant update with the sound. So that's giving us a few problems. We're trying to maybe compensate for that. Maybe we can play a bit more aggressive as a result, so we can work on that a bit more with countering. But next time we play, we'll probably be on stage, so it'll be a different thing altogether.
Are you looking forward to that? How does that impact your experience when you get on stage?
I'd imagine it's a bit more nerve-wracking because you're going to have 4,000 plus people screaming at you. You're going to have shoutcasters booming their voices over the speakers. So you're going to have a lot of bass from people cheering, from the sound systems all around, throwing it out to the audience. So one thing you're going to hear less, and the other thing you're going to have a lot more adrenaline. So it's going to be good. Like if you get a good shot, you can hear the reaction from the crowd immediately. You're going to be thinking, that's nice. It brings you forward a bit more confidence maybe. So if you do a good move, it'll feel great.
Have you ever been on the main stage?
Not at ESWC. This is my first one. I've been to other stages, like at the Insomnia I-Series in UK. That had a big crowd last time I was there, but it won't be as big as, say, this one.
So how did you get into ShootMania? Were you like a Quake player? What's your background?
I started at Unreal Tournament, the original game, about 12 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. It's an old game. It came out in '99. I only actually ever played that, to be honest. I played that for about 10, 11 years. Not competitively, but there's a really strong, tight-knit scene where we just play each other all the time. It's fun. ShootMania was like sort of the first game really that's on the sort of the esport world. It's not really on the esport world anymore, but it's the first sort of entry point for us, for me, myself anyway.
How did you get into ShootMania? What was the transition or the key factor that made you get into the game?
When I looked at it, it was fast-paced, it was brand new, it had a railgun, which I was very keen on using. Turns out I'm better with rockets, so I should have been playing more with rockets in my past time. I got into it about when the open beta started about a year, maybe 14 months ago, I think. That's when it came out. Just went into it for fun to see how we'd go. Me and another 2 UK lads gave it a strong chance, and before we knew it, we were doing quite well. So we just kept on going with it, and before we know it, we were in a good teams, good situations, good events, and really went from there.
So you guys didn't expect to go pro, you were just playing for fun?
I guess we thought we'd give it a strong go, but we had no expectations, let's say. We just thought, all right, we'll try to be as good as we can be, like me and my other 2 UK friends. It's not the team that I'm in with now, but it was an entry point, let's say, and it gave us an idea of what to expect. And before long, we realised, okay, we're good enough. We got results. In the UK scene, we're pretty good, so it's progressed steadily over that long time, basically.
Did you ever expect to be a pro gamer?
I wouldn't consider us a pro gamer though still. It's not like we're salary based. We're not getting money other than the prize money that we potentially win. So I wouldn't say that we're a pro gamer. We're very competitive. I would say I guess I could have expected it considering the game. When I looked at the game I thought, okay, there's a good chance you could be very strongly competitive in this game. Because of the mechanics of it. It's like a railgun, 3 rockets, it's simplified sort of Quake. And it's a brand new game. Everyone's going to have a level playing field at the start. So there was a good chance. Good chance of it.
How do you feel about the ShootMania scene in state right now?
A little bit depressed, I would say. It's on the decline. Mostly because they haven't really announced any major tournaments after ESWC. This is like, if this is the last event, you're going to have about maybe half the teams, maybe more, will just stop playing after this event. Because in their eyes, what are they going to do? They're going to look at Battlefield 4, they're going to maybe play Dota, you never know. They're just going to think about, I'm not going to worth spending my time in a competitive environment where there's no real competitiveness. And without that competitive edge from all these top teams, it's going to become a little bit more bland for the casual players. Sure, they might have a chance then to win their local tournaments, but if there's no ESWC, there's no IPL, there's no like $10,000 plus euro event, then it's going to taper off slowly.
So if you weren't playing ShootMania, what would you do?
Gaming wise, I'm not sure. I might still play a little bit more Unreal Tournament, the original still. There's still a scene in there, strong. In terms of competitive games, I'd look at Battlefield 4 for a little bit. That's got a good announcement with ESL. They've launched they've announced a strong tournament. Through there. I don't know too much else about Battlefield 4 to be honest, but I'll give that a go. There are other games on the horizon that they're going to start releasing next year maybe, like fast-paced first-person shooters that are more like Quake, like ShootMania, like Unreal Tournament. But other than that, I'm not sure. We'll just give Battlefield a go, see how it goes, and play whatever.
So what do you do besides playing ShootMania?
Well, I was studying and I was working a bit as an electrician, so at the moment, for the last month, I haven't really done anything other than play ShootMania in preparation for this tournament. My studies finished over the summers, so I didn't really have to do much after that. So this came at a time, so if there's no real inclination, like nothing over the horizon, might as well just go back to studying again and working more.
Studying what?
Electricians, like installations, electricians.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were saying it was your job and you were studying something else or that.
It's both, yeah. Work and study, so.
So that's your plan for the future? You're going to be an electrician with a side gig in competitive gaming?
Yeah, it's get the trades, get the work. You got the free evenings still. It's not like you're working till 12, or you would be some places, depends on the job, but yeah, I'll always have the hobby of gaming. That's never going to change. Like, I'd still probably play a little bit of ShootMania, even if there wasn't these tournaments. It's a fun game. I don't mind it. It just has to have a bit of a top-end prize at the end, like a carrot stick. You know what I mean? It's just got to have something to keep people coming enthusiastically.
So you feel like it's missing that factor, but do you think there's anything else that could be done better?
The game developers, they could talk more with the players. I mean, they do try to talk to them, but they don't really receptively talk to them. They don't really listen to their questions honestly and give like direct answers. They're very indirect. So we want to make the game good. We give them lots of good, valuable feedback, but we don't really see much happening about that. We don't see the updates anymore. We don't really see what's going to be happening with the game, and there's things that they could do in that regard. Other than that, other than the tournaments being announced, other than maybe changing the game a little bit to make it a bit more fresh, introducing a new competitive mod, I'm not sure what else they could really do, but that's the nature of this game. So
what would you say to try to convince someone to try out ShootMania? What's the key part of it that gets you hooked?
I think for a lot of people, the majority of people, it's a really fun game like to play. It's actually really good for casual gamers who are missing like Quake and Unreal Tournament. Like, not the people who are playing for money like top dollar. I mean just the bread and butter players, but the community. There's a strong community out there. Like they have introduced like matchmaking and a ladder kind of system, but I would say for someone who wants to play the game, Just give it a go. You can watch a couple of the streams. It's a free-to-play demo you can download. You can try that. Try out the matchmaking, see how it goes. I mean, it's ranking, so you won't be playing against really strong players immediately. So try it. I mean, it's fun. It's simple, but there are elements to it that are very difficult, like the movement. If you like movement, you'll love the game.
Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to do?
I'd like to shout out to Sapphire. They make these events possible for my team. Team Razor, they supply us with peripherals and AMD as well. So quite happy with those people on board. FM-eSports, my team, they make this all happen, of course. So glad to be a part of them.
Well, thank you very much for this interview, and I hope you guys do well this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is Livinpink signing off.